Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Yeah, today's lesson is a special one drawn directly from a SpeakDuo session.
Exactly. And for those looking to meet new people from around the world and, become more confident with their English speaking, definitely head over to SpeakDuo.com.
It's a great way to practice. So today we're diving straight into some key phrases. These are really designed for advanced English learners, helping you express those more nuanced ideas with greater precision.
Okay, first up, we have to take a bow.
Ah, yes.
This basically means to acknowledge applause or recognition for an achievement. You picture a performer, but it's used much more broadly.
It really is. And it's different from just, say, receiving applause. That sounds a bit passive, maybe. To take a bow implies you're actively, sometimes kind of humbly, accepting the praise. It's a deliberate thing.
Right, you're acknowledging it rather than just letting it happen to you.
Exactly. It's more formal sometimes or just intentional.
So when in a work context, you might say something like, after successfully closing that incredibly difficult deal, the sales team truly deserved to take a bow for their extraordinary effort.
Good example. Or thinking about maybe an IELTS question on personal achievements. You could say, when I finally finished my first marathon, crossing that finish line, I really felt like I deserved to take a bow. Not just for completing it, but for all the discipline, the perseverance it took.
Nice. Okay, moving on. Cultural artifact.
Right. So a cultural artifact is an object or maybe a work, a creation that represents the values or identity of a culture.
And how's that different from, say, a cultural symbol?
Well, that's a good question. An artifact strongly suggests something made or crafted. Often it's historical or it has this lasting significance, directly embodying the creativity, the traditions of a people. A symbol can be more abstract, like a flag, maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
An heritage item is maybe broader still. An artifact is tangible, crafted. Think like ancient pottery or tools.
Right. So in a business discussion, perhaps, about design, you could say, when brainstorming ideas for our new product line, we need to think about how these designs could maybe become cultural artifacts for future generations, much like iconic furniture designs of the 20th century, aiming for that kind of lasting impact.
That's a great application. Or for that IELTS-style response, again, I'd say traditional hand-woven carpets from my country are incredible cultural artifacts. They don't just show history and craftsmanship, but also specific regional stories, art, and the values passed down, through generations.
Lovely example. Okay, third phrase. Cavalier about something. This is an adjective.
Yes, meaning showing a lack of proper concern, sort of casual or dismissive about something important.
So it's stronger than just careless.
Definitely. Careless could be accidental. Cavalier, though, it carries this connotation of slight arrogance, maybe? A dismissive nonchalance, like you're deliberately disregarding something serious.
Suggest a lack of foresight, maybe?
Exactly. An unwarranted confidence, perhaps. Like you don't think the rules apply to you, or the risks aren't real.
Okay, I can see that. In a team meeting, then, you might hear, while we value innovative thinking, we absolutely cannot afford to be cavalier about project deadlines in this critical final phase. It's a warning about attitude.
Precisely. Or reflecting on past decisions. For an IELTS question about regrets. Yes, I admit I was quite cavalier about saving money in my 20s, sort of assuming I had all the time in the world. I truly regret that carefree attitude now, realizing the importance of early financial planning.
Very relatable, I think. Okay, next. Not an easy feat.
Right. This just means a difficult task or achievement.
But it feels like more than just a hard job.
It does, yeah. A feat implies something genuinely impressive, remarkable because it was so difficult. It often requires significant skill or bravery, maybe endurance, or all of them. It really highlights the scale of the accomplishment.
So it adds a bit of weight? Gravitas?
Yeah, I think so. It emphasizes the magnitude.
Okay. So, imagine a project debrief. Launching a completely new product line globally in under 6 months was certainly not an easy feat, but the entire team's dedication made it an undeniable success.
Perfect. It acknowledges the struggle. And for personal accomplishments, maybe learning French to a conversational level while working full-time was definitely not an easy feat. It demanded consistent effort, countless late nights, and real personal sacrifice.
Definitely sounds like not an easy feat. Okay, number 5 is to kill off someone something.
This one sounds dramatic.
It does. It means to eliminate a character in a story or to end something completely, like a project.
Yeah, and it's much more dramatic, more final than just to remove or to discontinue. To kill off implies this permanent, impactful end, especially for characters or maybe initiatives that were once important.
It suggests a really decisive action, often irreversible.
Right, like there's no coming back from it.
So, in a business strategy discussion, after reviewing the quarterly performance and budget constraints, management made the difficult decision to kill off the less profitable experimental project. Sounds quite final.
It does, and often it is. Or thinking about TV shows, like for an IELTS topic, Game of Thrones really surprised me when they decided to kill off major characters. It certainly kept the audience on edge, unlike shows where the main characters are always safe.
Absolutely. Okay, next up, to check off all the boxes.
Or to check off the boxes. Yeah. An idiom meaning to meet expectations or fulfill certain criteria.
Similar to satisfy requirements?
Similar, but maybe more systematic. To check off the boxes often implies you've gone through a list, maybe explicit, maybe implicit, and made sure every single requirement is met. Thorough completion.
So it suggests everything's been addressed.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes it can imply, just meeting the requirements rather than going above and beyond with innovation, but not always negatively.
Okay, so in a performance review, you could say, the new employee truly checks off all the boxes for the skills and attitude we look for in this role, actually exceeding our initial expectations.
That's a great positive use. And for personal things, like friendship for an IELTS question, for me, honesty, a good sense of humor, and unwavering loyalty would definitely check off all the boxes in a good friend, creating that well-rounded, trustworthy relationship.
Makes sense. Our 7th phrase is the adjective divisive.
Divisive, meaning causing disagreement or strong opposing opinions.
Is it just another word for controversial?
It's stronger, I think. Divisive specifically suggests it creates a split or division within a group. It polarizes people. It makes unity or consensus really difficult.
So it actively pushes people apart?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It creates factions, not just general disagreement. It implies a kind of damaging split.
Okay, so in a policy discussion, we need to be extremely careful with the wording of this new benefits policy. It has the potential to become highly divisive among different employee groups, warning of that split.
Exactly. And in society, talking about social issues for IELTS maybe, politics, especially during election campaigns, is consistently a very divisive topic where I live, as people hold incredibly strong and often conflicting opinions that rarely lead to compromise.
A very common scenario, unfortunately. Okay, finally, number 8, the idiom like the last day of school.
I love this one.
Me too. It describes a time filled with excitement, maybe some nostalgia, and, well, typically not much work getting done.
Exactly. It captures a very specific mood, doesn't it? More nuanced than just relaxed or festive. It's that feeling of release, anticipating freedom, maybe a little sad about what's ending.
And that definite drop in productivity. Everyone's mind is elsewhere.
Precisely. That anticipation of the break.
So, in an office, you might observe, the Friday afternoon before the annual company shutdown always feels exactly like the last day of school. Everyone's ready for their break. Focus has definitely shifted.
Totally. Or recalling a past experience, perhaps for IELTS. On my final day at my old job, the atmosphere genuinely felt like the last day of school. Everyone was celebrating, relaxed, sharing future plans. Yeah, not much focus on tasks.
Captures that bittersweet feeling.
Okay, great set of phrases. Now, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Ready?
Let's do it. Q1. What does it mean to take a bow? Option A, to accept praise after accomplishing something. Option B, to make a formal apology in public. Option C, to excuse yourself quietly from a conversation. Feel free to pause the critique here if you need a moment to think about the answer for to take a bow.
And the correct answer for to take a bow is option A, to accept praise after accomplishing something. Remember that marathon example? Feeling you deserve to acknowledge the achievement?
Perfect. Q2. What is meant by cultural artifact? Option A, a person famous for representing a generation. Option B, an object symbolizing a culture's identity or values. Option C, a behavior commonly seen in a specific community. Take a second if you need it to think about cultural artifact. Feel free to pause.
Okay, the correct answer for cultural artifact is option B, an object symbolizing a culture's identity or values. Think back to those hand-woven carpets we talked about.
Right. Q3. If someone is cavalier about deadlines, what are they doing? Option A. They strictly follow the schedule provided. Option B. They seem unconcerned or careless about meeting them. Option C. They make detailed plans well in advance. Feel free to pause here if you need to think about being cavalier about deadlines.
The answer for cavalier about deadlines is option B. They seem unconcerned or careless about meeting them. That dismissive, maybe slightly arrogant attitude we discussed, like with saving money.
Exactly. Q4. When something is not an easy feat, it means. Option A. It's a surprising or funny situation. Option B. It's an embarrassing social mistake. Option C. It's a difficult task or accomplishment. Pause if you need to consider what not an easy feat means.
And the correct answer for not an easy feat is option C. It's a difficult task or accomplishment. Remember learning French while working? Definitely not an easy feat.
Okay, Q5. To kill off a character in a story means. Option A. To remove the character permanently from the story. Option B. To make the character change their personality. Option C. To make the character more humorous. Feel free to pause the critique here if you need a moment for to kill off a character.
Right. The correct answer for to kill off a character is option A, to remove the character permanently from the story, like those shocking moments in Game of Thrones.
Definitely. Q6. What does to check off all the boxes imply? Option A. To perform tasks carelessly and quickly. Option B. To abandon plans halfway through. Option C. To fulfill all required or desired criteria. Take a moment to think about to check off all the boxes. Feel free to pause.
Okay, the answer for to check off all the boxes is option C, to fulfill all required or desired criteria. Like listing the essential qualities of a good friend, honesty, humor, loyalty, checking off those boxes.
Got it. Q7. If a topic is described as divisive, it is option A, likely to cause agreement or consensus. Option B, generally easy to avoid in conversation. Option C, capable of sparking strong opposing opinions. Pause if you need to think about the meaning of divisive.
The correct answer for divisive is option C, capable of sparking strong opposing opinions. Remember how politics can be highly divisive, creating those splits?
Right. And finally, Q8. What is meant by like the last day of school? Option A, an event marked by intense study and stress. Option B, a situation with both nostalgia and excitement. Option C, a project that demands full focus and discipline. Feel free to pause the critique here if you need a moment for like the last day of school.
And the correct answer for like the last day of school is option B, a situation with both nostalgia and excitement, just like that feeling on your last day at an old job we discussed.
Excellent. So, we've just covered 8 really useful advanced English phrases: to take a bow, cultural artifact, cavalier about, not an easy feat, to kill off, to check off all the boxes, divisive, and like the last day of school.
Yeah, great list. Keep practicing these in your conversations. That's really how you'll enhance your vocabulary and, build that speaking confidence. Using them is key.
And remember, you can meet new people and practice your English speaking abilities on video calls over at SpeakDuo.com.
Absolutely. And for even more improvement, check out SpeakDuo Premium. You get unlimited sessions and AI feedback, which can really help you pinpoint areas to work on.
So if you enjoyed learning with us today, please do consider leaving a 5-star review. It really helps.
Thank you for joining us for this session on advanced English vocabulary and phrases. We look forward to the next one.